Shit talk a blick. Do you hear that sound? That is the sound of your water, you know. Earlier I was in the bathroom and it sounded as though my toilet was talking. I could actually hear voices, you know. As though, and then it's like this ting sound like ting ting, you know, like someone's tinkering around with the pipes, and I can hear them. And then all of a sudden I hear that. If you can hear water running through your pipes and you are not running water, your water is poisoned. Our water is poisoned through the city. Illuminati, they own the city, you know. Everything that we have, everything we use, you know, all your utilities is owned by the higher ups, Illuminati and Luma Corp, or whatever the fuck they call themselves today. But I did not turn my phone on to talk about that. It's just that the sound came on as I reached for my phone. You know, you should not even hear someone else's toilet flush. If you're not flushing your own toilet, you should not hear someone else's toilet flush. Now here is the program, perpS, and other things, and this is part 1. Somehow part 2 came up missing. You know, they was messing with my phone. Even in part 3, I say, yeah, they snatched my phone. I did not know they snatched the video. When I went to put the videos up, I noticed there were only 2, and I said I could have sworn I done 3, but okay, because, you know, I was ready to go and do something else. I just uploaded them. Then when I came, like the next day or so, whenever I got a chance to, I came to listen to them. I listened to 1, then I listened to 2, and I say, hey, there's something missing here. There is a lot missing here. I don't know. Maybe they don't want me to tell them surrender or something, or maybe they don't want me to let you know how this program works, you know. Now I'm just going to start at the end of this one, and I don't know if you can hear it or not. Turn it up.
Too much pain to keep cleaning up behind people who did not know how to clean up behind themselves at the time and did not know it was a program. You know?
Yeah, you're like dirty.
So my daughter, she wakes up, the living room is not clean, so she goes off, you know. Crazy. Just talking to her dude about me so bad, you know, she did her friends like that too. Talk to me so bad to her friends. I didn't talk about Frankie G.
Well, yeah, you went back a little too far, but since that did play, I also need you to know that my daughter now has started to study. They cannot play with her that way anymore. Once you begin to study, and you will start to see certain things happen, you know, and you will know that it is the Adjustment Bureau. Maybe 2 years ago, 2011, I think it was, I watched again The Truman Show, and I can see everything going on in The Truman Show. So I tell these things to my daughter. Now, right after that is my daughter's her first child's birthday. So at the party, and then the next day, the sleepover, the next day they're gonna go skating, right? So when she buys the skates, she noticed that it says that you cannot get a return on the skates. So she they buy the skates or whatever, get ready to go, and all this to go skating. All of a sudden it begins to rain. They're going ice skating, and it begins to rain, right? And she goes back up to the counter, and they haven't even put the skates on. It's raining, you know. She goes back up to the counter and maybe encounter just a small problem with it. However, the lady does give her back her money. She decides, come on, we can go to Chuck E. Cheese then, since it is raining, and just play some games, have some fun. So she says they get back in the car, and when they get to the corner, the stoplight, it stopped raining. And she was like, Emma, You started explaining the Truman Show, and now I see it going on everywhere. She said, I know they made it rain because of how it rained. They made it rain. Now, after that, when we're in the car, right, and we're going somewhere, so we get off the freeway and we go into the street. We're almost where we are. And all of a sudden, all these cars come from out of nowhere. And they keep coming in. My daughter looks behind me and says, see, Ma, the Truman Show. Yes, because that is what's going on. It is a program. Some of us are born right on time to be in that program. And I wondered how the first time I saw it, it was like back in 2002, 2003, the first time I saw it, before all this shit happened. And when I saw it, I was like, this is a dumb movie. How do you know? How do you not know that you are on TV and everyone else does? Because they had people around the guy to make sure that he only watched certain programs on the TV. And you remember, if you ever saw the show, the movie, they took away the girl who actually cared about him, and then they put in the one they wanted him to have. That is still the adjustment brewer. Just like in the movie Adjustment Brewer, they decided to have him to meet the girl on the bus, and then they was doing everything so he could not meet up with her because it was destiny for him to do so. And they used the girl for him to meet on the bus just so his speech would be more stronger, because they felt like she would give him, the gumps to really, bring himself out to give the speech, because they needed him to, or they wanted him or needed him to be in a certain position. So they put the girl there when they wanted to put her there, when they needed to use her. And then they took the girl away. And then when he finds out all this shit, then they just want him to get used to it. That's what adjustment means. To get used to the bullshit that they adjust all around you.
Here comes a whole lot of shit. So I don't think my family will attack me like that way. It will get back to me because they know I don't say anything about them. So it must have been allowed to say something. Let them attack me. Just throw one motherfucking arrow, and I will hit your ass with a tick, and they know that. So I don't say things bad about them. So I just walk out of her house, right, and nowhere to go. I actually slept outside, and there were perps up in there too. And so now.
And what I mean by there were perps up in there. At the time, my daughter moved on a certain street, right? And it was Blackverly. Her name is Beverly, but she's black as fuck and she's evil, so I call her Blackverly. She lived across the street. She is Section 8. The next thing you know, she moves from across the street right next door to my daughter. The people who building was in front of my daughters, because the front of the houses, you know how you go down the street, and when you see the houses, the door is like on the street. But here, the doors were like side, the garages were on the street, but then you walk up the stairs and down the sidewalk to get to the door. So the doors are like the side. So buildings that were, this building on this side, this building on this side, the doors still faced each other. So all those that were across from my daughter, they were saying that, something's up with her. She's some type of an agent, or she's working with the popo, and things like that. So before I can actually know that this is what you are, although I feel it, but I need proof, I will hang out with you. So I began to hang out with her, right? So all of a sudden, she disappears. No one knows where she is. She disappears. So one of the females next door to my daughter, I was, I would befriended her and I would talk to her, right? And she would say, certain things about her. Well, maybe she left to go and give out all the information she had gotten from all of us, because a lot of us over there, we smoked the ganja, but she did not, Okay, so the night she was gone for maybe 2-3 nights. She comes back And she said she's been in the hospital, this and another. You know, there were other things she used to say to make me really keep my eye on her. So before she left, you know, I went to visit my daughter, my oldest daughter. She lived in Hemet. I went to stay up there for some days. And so when she got out of the hospital, she said, you know, when you want to visit your daughter, because a helicopter came over, you know, they always come over. They need to see what everyone is doing, you know, the nosy Norse motherfuckers. So she says, you know, the helicopter, it came over when you were gone. And I said to them, well, she's not here right now. She's gone to her daughter's. I asked her, even if the helicopter did come over, why in the fuck would you tell anyone where in the fuck I am? So I said to her, and then that night she also wanted to smoke the ganja. This is how I knew something was up with her, you know. So I said, either you are a perp or you're not. I said, I'm not afraid of any perps. I said, if you are a perp, you will show yourself. And sure enough, a couple of days later, she showed herself. When I walked out of my daughter's house, she showed herself. So the next day, I see her, right? And she says to me, come into my house, you know, and we can talk and this and that, whatever. So she does smoke cigarettes, you know. So we go in there and we smoke and we talk and whatever. So then I tell her, I say, well, I'm going to get ready to go downtown, you know. I have to find somewhere that I can sleep downtown that's safe. Oh, don't worry, don't go. You can stay here tonight. Don't go. I don't want you to go downtown. I don't want you to sleep in the streets. You can stay here. Why sleep in the streets when you can stay with me? No one's here but me. Okay, so she had a 2-bedroom too. So, and how she got a 2-bedroom and she's only one person on Section 8, I do not know. She's a perp. That's how she got it. Okay, so she tells me, she says, but I'm going to go to the casino. She used to try to get me to go to the casino. You know, that's just not for me. And so she says, just wait here. So I wait and I wait. So I'm thinking about the bus. You know, I should have been gone. You know, it's nighttime now. And so I call her. And at first she didn't answer, you know. So I said, well, maybe she's still in the casino, you know. So I wait a while, and about 10 o'clock, it's really too late for me to find a place to stay. So I call her. And she tells me she's stuck somewhere or something or whatever. And if I came there, she would, you know, walk back with me or whatever. Because, you know, the buses were not running now. And I told her I cannot walk that far, whatever. So I knew then that she was a perp, and that's how she showed herself to be a perp. Now, these people, they like playing such petty motherfucking games to really, they want to hurt your feelings. You know, they want you to hate your family members. They want you to hate those that have been a long-time friend. You know, they just want you to be so fucking miserable. You know? So now I leave from there. It's dark. I leave from there. I go downtown or somewhere and I just wander around. You know, I don't sleep. I wander around. I sit down. I smoke a cigarette or whatever. No, I'm smoking cigarettes. I smoke a cigarette. You know, and just sit and, you know, and think of, you know, and I need to find something to do. I can't live outside, you know. And there was I had just been in a car accident with my daughter, you know. There was something else they did too, you know. They planned that, you know, the way it happened. I'm not gonna talk about it now because I have thousands and thousands of stories to tell within one fucking story because these Adjustment Bureau motherfuckers, they just do not quit. So now okay, so I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, And I know my back is killing me, so the next day I'm going to go to the doctor, just to make sure I'm okay. And plus, I had been in a car accident. I did need something from the doctor to file with the insurance. And those insurance people, they fucked me around too, because they knew that I was homeless. They knew I needed the money. It's like they're all in the bullshit together. It's like you are on TV. You do not know you're on TV. You are the star. And everyone else knows that you are on TV. And everyone gets certain parts to play, to fuck your life up. So, and then they take away those that will not fuck your life up, They will want you to know the real. Like on the Truman Show, they took away the girl. So, the next day I go to the doctor. And I had to have called Sharonda for Sharonda to come, or I saw Sharonda or something. Oh no. Before I go to the doctor, I go to Sharonda's house where she used to live. I did not know she had moved. See, as I'm going down, Sharonda is going up, 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 up. And I'm going down, 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 down. So, and it was not just me. Leslie had things too, and she had it going on in school and everything, and she hung out with Sharonda too. As me and Leslie spiraled down, Sharonda went up, 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 up. So I am not the only one that she has done like this. And I'm sure I don't know, she must have ran out of all that she had done like this, because now she is nothing. She was seen in Walmart. She looks like who knows what. She has never looked like that before. Anyway, so Sharonda does not live there anymore. It is a 3-bedroom house, but more so like a Cracker Jack house. I had a Cracker Jack house also when I lived in Texas, a 3-bedroom. So she moved from that house. But so I'm leaving, and no, before I even get to Sharonda's house, there's a guy that lives next to Sharonda. I forget his name. He's a okay guy. He's not a perp, and I know he's not a perp. Even if I see him, he's just there. But I do see him in places that I know he goes. You know what I'm saying? He's not a perp at all. I know he's not. So I see him as I'm going to Sharonda's house. There he comes, and so we stop on a corner and I talk to him. He tells me, "Oh, Sharonda moved. She lives such and such and such a place." And so he calls Sharonda while I'm there, And Sharonda says, "Oh, let me speak to her." I speak to her. I tell her a little something that's going on. So, me not knowing that Sharonda is so happy that me and my daughter are no longer getting along. So now Sharonda can come in and she can be the daughter, and better than your daughters to you. They do shit like that too. So okay, so now I go to Sharonda's house, right? And but I need to get to the doctor, So Sharonda, she drops me off. She says she's coming to pick me up. But I get a call from my son, and my son said he's going to come and pick me up. So I call Sharonda to let her know my son's coming. So my son, he comes to pick me up. And he takes me back to my daughter's house because, they're over there. They're barbecuing. They're having a party. They would like to take me out and then have my 3 oldest daughters as the substitute parent. Although my daughters, they don't know this, because they do not know that how much of this program exists. I am just now really, really learning about the technology. And come back to my daughter's house, back to San Diego from Amy's house, to learn about the programming and stuff. So I don't know as much as I know today. So they don't know really much of anything, and the things I tell them, I'm delusional because now this is how their handler has them, because they are not using their own mind. They're not being mindful to go and research, and they are not being considerate of my feelings. You know, as my history, it does have a passage there that says that they do not consider. You know, so they do not consider the things that are going on. They do not know the con, nor can they ID the con and what is going on. So my son, he takes me back there. He wants to pick up him a plate because he's really been there all day, but you know, he wants to pick up him a plate. So we go back there and I stay in the car. My daughter, she comes out, I see her barbecuing, and then there's Blackberly. And then I hear my daughter call Blackberly Mom. Mom. I say, whoa. So now they have moved me out of the way and put her there. And now she will be the surrogate or substitute for me. But she is a mom because she does not have the mentality nor the brain cells to be an ema. It takes someone who has brain cells, brain power, and certain mentality, a certain character to be an ema. They can call themselves an ema. If you see them partying at the nightclubs and they're doing this and doing, they're not an ema. They are just a mom, a mother, a mommy. They're not an ema. And their brain cells have not risen enough to know the nightclub is not where an ema is to be. So, okay, so I'm looking at this, right? So I sit outside for a while. I get out my son's truck and I stand outside and I smoke a cigarette. And then after that, I get back in the car and then I call my son and say, look, you guys are not ready to go right now. I'm going to call Sharonda because I'm ready to leave. So my son comes out. I go to my son's house, right? This is 21 minutes in now. Instead of this being in 3 parts, it will now be in 4. Shit talk Allah, he wrote.